we're going to review this quiz that covered graphing linear equations. Really important. So I will record this and I'll put it up for you guys so you can review it. You've got to know this stuff for the finals. Even if you mess this up, even if you did bad, you got to know this. This is something that's going to be used in future classes quite a bit. So you got to know. All right. So first of all, X-Intercept. The fact for X-Intercepts is that y equals 0, right? So if I put a 0 for y, I got 2 is what x equals. So 2, 0, right? It says to graph it, but I'm going to graph it by finding these things first. Okay, now the y-intercept. For the y-intercept, x equals 0, so the y-intercept is 3. 0, 3. So 2, 0, 0, 3. Conecta los puntos. Done. Okay, now the slope, I got a couple ways I could do it. I think I would just like to count because that's easy. It looks like it's negative slope, so it's negative for sure. It's going down 3 and over 2. Negative 3 halves.
Oh my god, this is the negative.
Yep. Oh, it's a big deal though.
It is like a half.
Negative means opposite, like pregnant or not pregnant, or dead or not dead. There's things that have no negotiation. You either are or not. That's the same as difference between negative and positive. Okay. Oh, it's that stupid thing again. What was the equation? Oh, 1/2 x minus 3. All right. So 1/2 x minus 3. Now this one I can graph really easy because it's in slope-intercept form. So negative 3 is right here. That's my y-intercept. Slope is 1/2, so up 1 over 2. Could do that again if I wanted. And then conecta los puntos. Finished.
Wait. What? So you did 1/2?
I did y-intercept to negative 3. Then I went up 1 over 2. Up 1 over 2. I did it twice.
Oh, okay.
Just so I have more of a... so I'd have a better target. Okay, M&M. Y-intercept. Negative 3. Those are easy because you can just look. Slope 1/2. The x-intercept's tricky. For the x-intercept, you have to plug in 0 for y, and then you have to solve for x. So it turns out you're going to add 3, and then you're going to multiply by 2, and the x-intercept is 6. Which, actually drawn by hand, if I had a ruler, it probably would have gone through 6. I was pretty close drawing it by hand. Yeah. So you could have actually gotten this one right without doing the algebra. You could have just looked at your graph. Yeah. Jackie, killing me. Okay, Jackie.
So wait, it's 6, 0?
Yeah. 6, 0. Yeah, it's right here, 6, 0. And then I did it by solving. I just took this equation and I put 0 for y, and then I solved for x. That's what I did right here. Yeah, 6, 0. Okay.
Okay.
Got it now?
Yeah.
Okay, Priscilla, the next one's kind of weird because it gives you 2 points that are kind of ugly. So 2, 5. 2 5's right here, and then 3, negative 2's right here. And I need something to connect the dots with. I guess I'll use this pencil. Hey, look at that, Cochise College. Dang, fancy. That's right. Okay, there's my graph, right? I would count the slope, but you could use the formula too. So let's use the formula. 5 minus negative 2, and then 2 minus 3. So that's 7 over negative 1. That's a slope of negative 7. So down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 over 1. Yeah, that's right. Either way you do it, you'll get the right answer. Questions, Priscilla? Okay. Now, this one's not very nice. It's almost tricky because it's asking you for the equation of this line in slope-intercept form, but in order to do that, you need to answer part C. You have to find the y-intercept. So here's what I would do. We know the slope's negative 7. And we have 2 points. I'm going to pick the point with the 2 positives. So I'm going to go 5 and 2. So I'm just plugging in x and y. That's negative 14, so 5 equals negative 14 plus b, so 19. So y equals negative 7x plus 19, and my y-intercept is 19. Yep. And the X-Intercept, I would have given you credit if you just went from your graph and you said like 2.5. But you could do it another way. You could put 0 for y right here and solve it, and you would get 19 over 7, which is almost 2.5 also. Yeah. So I would have given you credit if you used your graph or that. So I'll come to 0. Questions so far? So this was worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points so far on the first page.
Number 4.
Yeah, let's do that one. 4, 5, 7, 5. We'll do it on the next page where there's room to write. So the thing was, the points were 4, 5, and 7, 5. Oh, you can't see. There we go. Now you can see. Here's the clue. They're both the same. Y is the same. It's going to look like this. I don't even need to do the math. The slope is 0. Because it's horizontal line, because it goes through 5, it goes through 5. It's going to look like that. If I did the math, it would be 5 minus 5 over 4 minus 7. That's 0 over negative 3. That's 0.
I did 4, 7 minus 4, I got negative 3, but it's still the same.
Same thing, yeah. 0 divided by anything is just 0. Yep. Priscilla, do you have questions so far?
No.
Yeah, okay. Alright, so before I continue with the next one, let me tell you guys, you know that your overall semester grade has to be a 70 or higher to get credit, right? If you have a 70 or higher right now, you're in a good position. You're doing alright. If you have a 60 or higher, you're in trouble. You got to pick it up. You got to do a little more. I would do like Sam started doing. Like I give you guys practice problems, right?
Yeah.
She started just turning them in, even though they're just practice problems. She started doing them, turning them in, and I think that's helped her. So you could start doing that. If you have less than that, I'm not saying that you can't pass, but you're in trouble. You got to do that and then more. I think you got to start working on these things every day. Yep. Okay. Last thing before we move on, if you have a bad grade and you want to talk to me about what it is you think needs to happen or what I think needs to happen so you can pass, I'd be very happy to talk to you.
Yeah. Is there gonna be like more like homeworks?
Yeah, we have some more things coming up. They're on the calendar, I don't remember, but we did them all, remember? They're already preset, so yeah, we got stuff we're doing. Okay, M&M, we have to write the equation of the line containing that point and that slope, right? So the easiest way to do that is starting with our answer is going to be that form, right? And then you got to make sure you're answering the question, right? Yeah.
I did answer the question.
You got all the stuff, but then you got to make sure you put it together.
Plug it in where I needed to plug it in.
So 1/2 goes here. And we have the point negative 2, 4, so, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So what we need, all we need to do to answer this question is figure out what this number is. Because we already know that it's 1/2 x, so I just need to figure out what b is. So when I solve this, you get negative 4 equals b, so there's your answer.
I left it like that though.
Yeah, you did everything except
I did
you did that. You did everything else, right? Yeah. Okay. Now this one's easy because the slope is 4 and the slope goes right in front of the x and the y-intercept is negative 5, so there you go. You got that one wrong? Fine, that's easy. Yep.
I like number 7.
I like number 7 because in order to answer number 7, there's something you have to understand, and that is that every point on the graph is a solution, and a solution will make this true. So all you gotta do is plug it in and see if it's true. If you just said yes or no, that's not good enough, because how do you know? Well, here's how you know. So y is 2. So you have to see if this is true. That's not true, is it? Yeah, that's 6. That's 2 does not equal 9. No. And this is how you know, right there. That's your explanation right there. That's how you know.
I wrote it. Did you see that I wrote it?
Yeah.
2 is not equal to.
You don't remember? I know it was a long time ago, right? It actually, last class seems like a long time ago to me.
What I did was I put no, and then I said I don't know, and then I circled it, and then I came back to it, and I was like, oh wait, I do, and then
I know, that's funny. I was grading your paper. I was laughing about that because I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell why you said I don't know, because you obviously did.
It's
so
because, no, well, at the time I didn't, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna come back to it, and then when I came back to it,
right.
I like read it, and then I was like, okay, wait, and then
So you wrote no, then you wrote for y you wrote I don't know, and then you did the rest of the test, and you came back and you're like, oh, I know.
Yeah.
And then you did it. Okay.
So you put LOL.
No, I put LOL on a different one.
Yeah.
Because she said she totally guessed, but her guess wasn't just right. Like even the reason behind her guess was right. So she actually really knew. She just didn't have confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I wrote LOL so loud, or so broad, bold letters. Okay. Y equals 5. That's right here. That was the most successful answer on the whole quiz.
Which one?
This one, number 8.
Was it really?
Yeah.
8.
Almost, yeah. Number 8 was the one that was the most correct from you guys. Most, yeah. The slope is 0. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost everybody got that one right. Made me happy.
Why is number 4 wrong? Wait.
Because you didn't bring me any money. You brought me a watermelon. Yeah, that means there's something wrong.
So the X is like everything wrong, so like the slash
Yeah.
is like half?
Yes. A slash means, so you got that. That means you made a mistake, but you got half credit for showing good work. And that means you're
How much is each question?
wrong.
You just did it all
2 points?
Well, it depends on the question. So like this graph was worth 1 and this was worth 1. So if you had a slash, that means you got it wrong. Some are worth 2 points. It depends on how much work you had to show or how confusing or complicated it was. Okay, next one. We had to graph it. The copy got weird. The graph's on the next page. But those 2 points right there, right? So I'll just draw it here. Negative 5, comma 3 is going to be somewhere over here. And 5, comma 1 is going to be somewhere over here. So your graph would look like that. Right? So to answer slope-intercept form, you need to find the slope. So I'm going to do that first. 3 minus 1, negative 5 minus 5. So that's 2 over negative 10. That's negative 1/5. So y equals negative 1/5 x, and then your y-intercept, right? I think you can find it on the graph, but mine's hand-drawn and all. It looks like I drove it on a bus that was falling down a cliff. It's all a Schwecko, see? Yeah, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this, I'm going to plug in a number. I'll plug in the one with both positives. So 1 equals negative 1/5 times 5 plus x. So 2. Y-intercept's 2.
I got the X-Intercept wrong.
The X-Intercept, turns out that the X-Intercept is 10.
Hey, I got that. You got it wrong.
You probably marked something else wrong.
Oh, wait, I saw my wrong.
Okay. All right, Alex. Although if I do grade something wrong, I would like to fix it. You know.
Yeah, no, I saw it.
All right.
I put the X-Intercept instead of the Y-Intercept. Who said X-Intercept or did
I see.
Rachel, did you have a question? Or, no? Okay. Sonia? You sad today, Sonia? Because of the quiz or other stuff?
Because of the quiz and life.
In life, yeah.
Mostly the quiz.
Okay. Sonia?
Talking about Rachel and I talked like I don't really need to pass in class. And literally we're just talking about it. What are we gonna do? You know?
I
That's
can't-
what we've been That's what we've been talking all the time.
Well-
We're like, we're gonna go straight.
Well, that's not a bad conversation to have. Of course you want to pass, right?
Yeah.
So my question to ask you about that question, why do I really need this class or not? That's what you're wondering, right? Well, why are you going to school?
Need it.
Why are you going to school?
What is it that I make it? Social worker.
So
which
why-
I already do.
Right, so why are you doing it? Why are you going to school? Because that's the question, right? I mean, really, that's the question you have to face. One of the reasons, seems kind of weird, but one of the reasons that they make math and hard classes required for college degrees is to make sure you really want to do that. Because the jobs you're trying to get that you want, they're hard, right?
Everything is requires math.
Sure it does, right?
I mean, there's some that require less.
Right.
There's some that require more, but
Right.
this one doesn't really require a lot of math, but we need to pass the math.
Right.
Regardless.
That's what I'm saying. It's kind
And
of
we work in the same field, so
Uh-huh.
I get it where we're coming from, but at the same time, it's like, dude, we need to pass this class.
so if you already work in that field, and this might sound rude at first, but I'm going somewhere positive. You just have to trust me. If you're already working in that field, then why are you trying to get the degree?
So we get paid more if we have a degree.
Right. You get paid more. And not only do you get paid more, but you'd also have other opportunities to get promotions and things.
Yes.
Things that you might not even anticipate yet.
First of all, just having a bachelor's is gonna really help us tremendously in pay and and opportunities, not basically here, but maybe somewhere else.
And it also improves something to yourself,
Oh, yeah.
right?
But
By
I-
getting the degree, you've proved something to yourself.
Yeah.
Also, both of you have kids, so when you have a degree, you're showing your kids how to do it. So here's the sad thing that happens, and it does happen sometimes. I have had students who have older kids in high school, and the parents dropped out of college. So what does that establish? What expectation does that make for the kids
That it's okay to drop out.
Yeah. to give up? Right.
That's why we have to, that's what we're pushing, because I already have a daughter at the university.
One of
She's
my-
in her second year.
Yeah.
And then have a son graduating, so to me, it's kind of proving them, and I will, but just, I don't know, and math is hard for me.
Sure, it is.
It's really hard.
So here's
We're
the
talking about that right now, like, dude, it's like, maybe coming back from 23 years of graduating, and not doing none of this.
Yeah, I know.
It's really hard.
I agree. I know. I do.
And if we didn't work, that's what we're talking, maybe
So-
we could put 100% more.
So I went to I went to college after high school too, like a long time after high school.
Mhm.
And I had to take this class, Math 81. And then I ended up saying I have a math degree. So, because you forget, you're right, you absolutely forget. Everything I knew in high school, I totally forgot all of that. The stuff I did with my job, I was good at those things, but like, yeah. And it was funny because I was good at math in high school, and I forgot everything. So it is hard. It is hard. So here's my next question for you, though. What does it mean if you fail the class? Like, well, let's say you finish the semester and you get an F. What does that mean? Yeah, you do it again. It's only a failure if you let it be your final outcome. Because when you get your degree, does it say how many times you failed a class? It says you passed them all. That's all that matters. Yeah. Day.
Your degree was
I would rather everybody pass this time too.
With a C.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would rather everybody pass too, but sometimes it doesn't happen. You just, the only thing that would be bad is if you're like, okay, I'm going to fail, and you just quit. Because here's the thing, after today, after this, we're not doing this anymore until we review for the final. We're starting something new. So even if you did bad up until now, if you get to what's next, then and you fail and you retake the class, you're going to see that next time, and it's going to be easy. And you're going to be like, okay, I know I got that part. And so then it's kind of like it's under your belt, and like it's hard going back because you forgot everything. Well, now you've seen it, and so it's a little fresh. So it's easier. Yeah. Amen. Okay. So Sonia, ultimately the question, do I really need to pass this class, is up to you. Like everybody's an individual, and I also had classes where I had asked myself the same thing. Why am I doing this? Why am I torturing myself? Right. Because I wanted to.
Really nothing we can do but just go with what we need
Right.
to do.
Because I wanted to get the thing I wanted. Because I set a goal for myself and I wanted to accomplish my goal. That's what I came down. That's what it came down to for me. All right. So this one, the answer is yes. And the reason I don't have room to write it is because they all are on the same line. And some people use this graph right here and they put those 3 points on it.
Oh, look, there's a graph right there, look.
Yeah, as you drew it on the side, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, -6, -3. See, they're collinear, which means they are on the same line because I drew it.
So
Yeah.
that could have been the answer because I drew it.
As long as you did, yeah.
Oh, that's why you
I put it on a little side.
Yeah, a lot of people did it over here. Yeah.
felt like
Equation of the x-axis is y equals 0. Yep.
that's simple.
It was simple.
Yo, why'd you get... I put y equals x.
What is it?
Y equals x is not that.
Yeah, alright.
Y equals x is this. Oh, I missed.
Oh my God,
Ah.
how did I read it?
Y equals x is this equation right here, that graph.
Yeah.
The y-axis is this one.
I thought it was part of the question, part of number 10.
Oh my God. Now
Okay.
I read it again.
Slope, once again, 11 minus 4, 3 minus 3. Here, you get some number over 0, which means...
On the top.
And you could actually see that from just looking at these 3's. 3 minus 3 is 0. Yep. What's the matter, Sam?
No, it's because I'm looking at like what I myself on.
Wait,
So simple.
why is it that?
Because it's a number divided by 0. 3 minus 3 is 0.
Oh, so whenever it's divided by, okay.
Oso's a bear.
Oh, it's a
A
bear.
bear?
Yeah, Oso. She said, oh, so. Yeah, that's a bear. There's a wild bear still running around Rio Rico.
No, they caught it already.
That was the male. That's the little one. There's 2.
I thought there was only one.
Nah, that's what they thought too. But then there was all these pictures of a big female, and the one they caught was a small male.
They shouldn't have taken it away.
Well, it's
They
gonna
said
kill.
that he wasn't like.
Not yet, but then they become habituated, and then they do what happens in Patagonia, and they break into people's houses.
That's where they caught the other one in Patagonia.
Yeah, and they had to kill that one. So it's better to relocate it while it's still afraid and going to be okay. The males usually die though when they get relocated. I don't know why. Okay, is 2-3 a solution to the system? And then again at print. What was the system? I don't have it right here.
Y plus x plus y equals 5 and x minus y equals -1.
Like that? Okay, the answer is.
No, x minus.
Oh yeah, x minus y. Thank you. And the answer is yes.
Yes.
Because 2 plus 3 is 5, yes. 2 minus 3 is -1. So you just have to show it.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Sam, you want to know the story about the person who kind of motivated me to be a math teacher?
Yeah.
Okay. She was a math teacher at Pima Community College, and none of her family had ever gone to college. And so she had a master's degree in math, which is really difficult to get. And she said that it was really difficult because she didn't know how to be a student because nobody in her family was a student. And so she didn't have anybody to show her how to do it. Like all of her friends, they had like family members that, they would go to work and then they'd come home and they'd work on school stuff. And so her friends just had to do what their family was doing. But her family, not only did they not have education themselves, but they were offended that she was trying to get a degree. They were threatened by it. Because why do you need to be better than we are? What are you saying? So, like, if you're the first person in your family to get a degree, it happens a lot. The rest of the family's like, why are you getting a degree? And you're going to say, because I want to make myself better. And then to them, they're like, well, if you don't get a degree, then you're going to be like us, and you want to be better than us.
Yeah.
That's offensive. That's how they hear it. So they actually would go out of their way to kind of sabotage her. Like, why are you studying? And stuff like that all the time. Yeah. That's not why I wanted to become a teacher. But that was her story. That was her story. But the thing was, she had to learn how to do all this, and the reason I mentioned it is because a lot of you guys have kids. And
I know.
well, a lot of you guys have kids, and some of you don't, but you will. And yeah, the way you do things is going to be the way that they do things. So you're in trouble, Alex. Yeah. All right, Alex. Alex, this one, the slope is -1 and the y-intercept is 3.
I got that right.
Ah.
You missed that one, Sam?
Yeah.
Oh, Sam. Sam, I don't have this one written down either. Oh, yeah, I do. It's y equals 2/3 x. So the slope 0, 0 for the y-intercept.
I just put 0. Is that okay? Well,
Yeah, it is. It should. Yeah, the
I
coordinate's
put
better.
0 and I got it wrong.
Oh wait.
I don't have these written down, and they didn't print on this copy.
It's
my
y
God,
equals
if I had
3, and then
Oh yeah.
2x minus 2y equals 9. And I got it wrong.
Okay.
1 wrong.
So Alex, this one, man, I was really surprised on this because, well, this was the last thing we did, right?
That's why I remember.
And this one was easy. This one was even easier than the ones we did in class. This one was about as easy as you can get because y is just equal to a number. So all you gotta do is put that number right there. So 2x minus 2 times 3 equals 9. And then you gotta solve it. So 2x, that's 6, right?
Yeah.
Equals 15. Divide by 2. X equals, you could put 7.5, you could put 7.5, you could do 15 over 2. Your final answer?
That's what I didn't do.
I was really surprised that people missed that one. Alex, what was the next one?
So, 17.
Yes, sir.
3x minus y equals 2. And 3x plus 4y equals 7.
Ah,
Really?
okay. So this one, here's how I would do this one. Do you see those are both 3, but they're the same sign? If you could make them opposite signs, then you could just subtract the 2 equations. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to multiply this one by -1, which in effect changes all the signs. So I multiplied everything by -1. So that's 5y equals 5. So y equals 1.
No.
Oh my
Simone.
God.
And since y equals 1, now I just got to plug that back in. I'm going to plug it into the original 3x
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's the only one I got completely wrong.
minus 1 equals 2.
Process of
Elimination.
elimination.
X equals 1. So your answer is 1, 1.
Dang.